we'll push our buttons in so that our mics are on.
Everybody turn their mics on. I'll get started here. Are we ready? Okay, welcome everybody to the February 26th meeting of the ZBA. I guess we got to start. First, I want to have everybody introduce themselves across the board. I'm the chairman, Malcolm Wright.
Sean Gaffney.
Travis Corcoran.
Kurt Markarian.
Matt Urey.
And Malcolm Wright. My second thing is I want to appoint Kurt as the chair tonight. And from here on out, Kurt will be running the show.
Okay,
Good?
thank you. So tonight we have one case to hear. It's case 01-2026, Deborah A. Corsetti. Did I say that correct? Okay, thank you. Applicant and owner of 87 Beach Hill Road, tax map 403, lot 38, residential zone. It's a request for a variance against Article 18.2.3. The applicant is proposing to build a three-car garage at the beginning of the current driveway. A variance is needed because the garage would be located within the setbacks of the property. Has everybody had a chance to look over the application?
Yes.
Can I have a motion to accept the application as complete?
So moved. Seconded.
Thank you. Any discussion on the application that's before us, before we have the applicants come up? Any questions about the application as
None.
it's written? None?
No.
I think it looks pretty good.
Okay. Hearing no further discussion, I'd like a vote in the affirmative as to whether or not to accept the application as complete.
So moved. Seconded.
Yep.
And
So,
now the vote itself?
voting. Yep.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
So the application is accepted as complete with a vote of 5-0. So on that, if you'd like to come up and present your case for the variance.
Would you mind, this is my husband, Ron Ignalzi, and these are my wonderful neighbors who came out on this cold night that are looking to give us approval on the variance, if you guys agree, but, would you mind if he speaks, because
I have
there's
no-
charts and graphs and numbers, and I don't do those.
That's fine. That's fine.
Thank you.
You-
Hit the mic button, please, when you.
It should be on.
I think you
Should
turn
be
it
on,
on.
okay.
Yeah.
Green light's on, so it must be good.
So
All right.
just state your name and address and.
Okay, yep, my name's Ron Ignelzi, Ignelzi, and I'm in 87 Beach Hill Road, and this is my wife, Deborah Corsetti.
Thank you.
She kept her original last name, because she's got kids, so we wanted to give them the same name.
That's fine.
So we're looking to do a three-car garage on our property, and we realized very early that we were going to be too close to the boundary. So we hired our surveyor, Steve Luger, who came out and did a survey of the property. And on the very last 2 pages, there's a big one, but then of course he realized how small the big one was going to be, so he made a blow-up of it to show exactly where it was going to sit on the property. And the reason we're going with the three-car, we do have 2 sheds, and we're looking to get rid of both of those. Because after we did the survey, we realized that both of those sheds were actually too close to the property boundary as well. So they need to come down as well anyway.
Okay. So if you want to go through the 5 prongs that we have, or 5 questions, if it makes it easier for you to.
Yep.
And just basically, I would say you want to state, the variance will not be contrary to public interest, and then why you say that.
Yeah.
Okay?
So adding the garage will not alter the character of the neighborhood, and it will actually make it more appealing. There are several people that have added garages in the area. Our next-door neighbors added one last year, and it actually looks a lot better with it, rather than having cars just sitting outside. Number 2, please describe how the spirit ordinance is observed. The character of the neighborhood will be increased with the new garage versus the old sheds. These sheds are getting old. They've been there for quite a while, and this will just upgrade the whole area to make it look better. Number 3, describe how substantial justice is done. There's no harm to the public by a garage being on our property, and again, it allows the 2 older sheds in need of replacement to be removed and all items stored safely in the garage. And number 4, please describe how the values surrounding the properties are not diminished. Adding the garage, again, will increase the value of all surrounding properties and add increased tax revenue for the town. And number 5, literal enforcement of the provisions of the ordinance will result in unnecessary hardship. The garage only fits in one area. When our surveyor came out, he definitely said, there's only one spot this is gonna fit in. That is just because you've got ledge, you've got the boundary, you've got a big gully on one side, and there's just no other place to be able to put it. He also looked at trying to go to the backyard, and there's a giant ledge all across the back, and he's like, you can't even get around back to there. So that wasn't a feasible area to put it. So the area that we picked on there is what we came up with as gonna be the only way that it would really fit. And we mentioned that, it'll only fit in one area, but that requires a variance of 22 feet to our neighbors of map 403, lot 39. And,
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Are the neighbors on that side the ones who are here tonight?
yes.
Wonderful, thank you.
Yes, and we gave them a variance, when was it, back in October of? Yeah, January, yeah, of last year. And they built a garage for kind of the same reasons, being able to live safely as we get older. It gets more of a challenge, so it's nice to be able to have a garage that you can get to be able to do it. They mentioned the things, the leach field we have out in the front, that limits where we can put as far as the front. Large rock ledge is right in the back of the driveway, so we can't go back further, because we looked at that, and we actually had Rock Reduction come in and ask about removing it. They said, we can do it, you're probably looking at maybe $20,000 to take that rock out. So it was like,
That was without the frost walls, that was just
Right.
leveling it.
that was just leveling it, right. That was without adding the frost wall into it, which is 5 feet down doing that. So it would have been probably more than that. The left side facing, that's where there's a big gully. It's very unlevel and all the way down on that side. And I know that Deb said she looked at that many years ago about trying to level that out. And they were like, it's gonna cost a lot of money to do it. It's one, it's filled with trees. 2, it's also a gully, but there's also drainage that goes through it. So you get into a whole drainage thing. So it was not feasible to even try to do that. There is a creek all the way in the back, so we really can't go back there. Again, wetlands and a creek, and a steep hill behind it. As far as physical, Deb is physically disabled due to some surgeries that she had. I've had my variety of arthritis issues, 22 surgeries to try and fix things up. It comes and goes on whether it's good days and bad days, but and the main thing, we want to be able to age safely in our home, and having the garage is going to allow us to be able to do that.
So 5I?
5I. I see it as the ordinance was never written to keep people from building garages on their property. It all depends on where your house sits inside the property. You know, it's nice, we have 2 acres, but when you look at the drawing, it's like, yeah, 2 acres behind a hill and over the woods, so that none of it's really usable. We only have that small amount in the front that is able to be used. So because of that, that's the only place where we're able to put the garage at. And then II, the special conditions, and without the variance, it's impossible to build any garage for the safety of the residents. And then, like I said, there's the ledge, the leach fields, the backyard not being able to be done. The well is also just off to the left, up from the driveway. So it's just very limited on where anything is able to be put in. So,
Any other questions?
Any
of the
questions?
applicant?
No?
no? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We may ask you to come back up if we have any questions. but
Okay.
Please feel free to sit down for now. Now, is it
That letter's disapproving and
disapproving?
letter's first, I mean, approving.
Approving, yes, approving of butters.
It's your call, really.
No, okay. I always like to go with
know
the
a lit-
positive first.
I know a little bit about this because I was
State your name and
William
address.
LaFave.
Thank you.
Okay, I was what you are now 10 years ago. And I'd like to just say that lot was put on a piece of land that it shouldn't be. And it was, you have to put up with it, I'm getting a little old.
Take your time.
The lot it is on was put on a piece of land which was not, worked with by you guys,
I'm sorry, I missed that. It was not what?
it was, I'm getting to be,
No, take your time.
okay. I was on the board at that time, the first year that it was brought to the town. Prior to that, it was do whatever you wanted to do. And this is a good example of you shouldn't have done, but they did. So these people need to be able to work within what was given them in the beginning. And I just thought you should know that they had anything they could do about it because there was no people like you right now who look at it before it gets
So you're
taken.
approving of the idea?
Yes, because they have
Yes.
no chance of doing anything else.
Thank you.
And we are at 95 Beach Hill Road.
Thank you.
And so
right
on
next
this,
door.
on this.
I'm Elizabeth, yes.
And so on the survey, there are two structures labeled proposed garage. One is on the adjacent lot, and that's you, and that's the garage you built.
Yes.
Wonderful, thank you.
Yes. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And also for the record, the approving of butters did have a letter in the packet stating their approval of the variance, so, just so that's everybody's aware of that, so. Any opposing of butters here? I don't see any government officials. What other
Boards, committees,
boards, committees? Thank you. And I don't see any
public
here.
at large.
Public at large, thank you. I'm gonna have to write all that down so I can remember it. So, anything else for the applicant from any of us here?
No.
So, I did have some questions, but I think they've been answered, from the standpoint of looking at the maps. After I actually was formulating my questions and looking at the size, even if you were to reduce the size of the garage to a two-car garage, it would still be within the 25-foot buffer, so, or setback, excuse me. So that answers that for me. You know, you've presented a lot of good things here, I believe. Should we move forward and close the meeting to the public and have a discussion now?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So, public part of this is now closed, and we will discuss the prongs and,
Move to accept prong one.
Seconded?
okay, any discussion on prong one?
Under Gray v. Cedell, would it cause a benefit? We don't need to find that it would. Would it cause a harm? If anyone here had said it might, then we'd have to go down that route, but not a single person has, so we have no reason to believe it would cause a harm. Would it alter the essential character of the neighborhood? Again, no one has alleged that, so, you know, without anyone doing that, I don't see the need to jump in. And under a few other cases that I see, I see no evidence that it is against the public interest.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments?
No, I would agree with Travis.
Okay. In that case, I will move the vote for prong one.
Seconded?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Prong one passes. Prong two.
So moved?
Move to accept prong two?
And we're accepting, we're not voting, right?
Correct.
Okay, seconded?
Now we can discuss it. Any discussion on prong two?
A case that I bring up fairly often is Malachi Glenn Associates v. Town of Chichester, which says, one way to ascertain whether granting the variance would violate basic zoning objectives is to examine whether it would alter the locality if everyone on a lot or in a neighborhood did it. And so in this case, I suggest, it is worth thinking if every, house, if we effectively waved our pen and said, oh, the side setbacks don't matter, on the street or in where, would that change things? And I'm not arguing strongly, I'm not arguing that anyone should vote in a certain way, but I think it's a general approach that we should take. And so I think plausibly, and we're not looking at 25 feet versus 24 feet 3 inches, we're looking at 25 feet versus, I think, literally 24 inches. I think that's a noticeable change. And again, in this particular case, I'm not urging anything, but in general, I think we need to think about such things.
Okay. My take on it, from looking at it all, and the fact that they're gonna be removing two sheds that both are in the setback already, and reducing it to one structure, in a sense, improves the spirit, if you will, of this one, from the standpoint of, you had two things that were not up to code, if you will, up to the ordinance, and now we're gonna go down to one, should this pass. Any other?
I agree. I would just like to add that I think this goes to prong two. They're doing the best they can with what they've got. And that is in the spirit of the ordinance. So, yeah, I tend to agree with everything that's going. We need to be careful about how we grant variances with the setbacks and stuff, but in this case, I think it's perfectly fine.
I would say too, right, if you look at the drawing, if the drawing is true and accurate, there's a shed that's over the property line. At least that's what it looks like in the drawing.
Yep.
So now you're gonna remove that and put it on the other side, so
It's an improvement.
it's an improvement, I think.
Yeah.
An improvement to the non-compliance. Any other discussion? Hearing none, let's have a vote on prong two.
Yes.
Abstain?
Yes?
Yes,
Yes. Prong two passes, 4, 0, and 1 abstention. Prong three, do I hear a motion?
Move to accept prong three.
Seconded?
Motion has been moved and accepted, seconded, excuse me. Any discussion?
Just speaking to the justice part of it, and again, what I said about the best they could do with what they've got, it's the granite state, and we got a lot of granite. And I think that one of the first questions I had when I saw the overview was like, okay, where else could you put it? Well, you can't. So in that case, I would say that substantial justice would be done by allowing this. I think that a garage is a reasonable use.
The discussion I have to add is from the zoning board handbook on page 2-13. It says, any loss to the individual which is not outweighed by a gain to the general public is an injustice. So it's very much a sort of benefit and loss balancing test. And in this case, there is obviously a large benefit. And the nearest abutters who are going to have, if anyone was going to complain, the people 24 inches away would have a very strong case. And given that they aren't, I see substantial benefit and 0 detriment. So I see that it does pass justice.
I concur.
Any other discussion? Nope. Okay. Vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
yes,
Yes. Prong three passes 5-0. Prong 4.
Move to accept prong 4.
Seconded.
Any discussion on prong 4?
We have no evidence that it would diminish value. It's not for us to invent such a claim.
Agreed?
Agreed.
Yep.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Prong 4 passes 5-0. Prong 5, do I hear a motion to accept it in its, entirety?
So moved.
Seconded.
Any discussion on prong 5?
I have discussion, and this is just not about the current case specifically, but something I say in every such case, specifically when garages come up. There is a case, let's see, Crossley v. Town of Pelham. If the land is reasonably suited, and this is a case where the Supreme Court ruled on this, the New Hampshire Supreme Court. If the land is reasonably suited for a singular permitted use, then the fact that a second permitted use cannot also be done by literal enforcement of the zoning laws does not create a hardship. And the specific case, landowners went before the Pelham ZBA for a variance to replace a one-car garage on their non-conforming lot with a two-car garage. The Supreme Court noted that the hardship cited, not having a garage would stink, was a result of their personal circumstances. That a one-car garage, or even no garage, would still, and just the house alone, would still be a reasonable use consistent with the ordinance, and that therefore the Superior Court erred, blah, blah, blah. So that is, in general, the controlling thought by the Supreme Court on garages. And like I said, I'm not particularly raising it in this case. I've said it 5 times before. I'll say it the next 5 times. I just need to be consistent. That's the end of my discussion.
I guess the only thing I would add to that, though, from what you read, Travis, is that the lot in this case was non-conforming to begin with, which is not the case here.
Yep.
So,
I understand. I don't think that alters what they're holding, but neither of us knows for sure. We weren't there,
correct,
so.
correct. I agree with that.
In this particular case, I think it's important to note that what jumped out was that the financial burden is alone not considered a hardship, but I think that through this application and the discussion, it's been demonstrated that the nature of the lot, that it would prove to be, it would prove to be a hardship, not only with the characteristics of the property, the limited alternatives, the location of leach field, well, other utilities. Even if other alternative locations were to be considered, it would come at the detriment of possible either wetland or ecological impact. So the trade-offs, it really does start to support that there is a hardship here, and that the proposed location truly is the only, the possible.
I agree with much of what you say, and I believe that that is properly prong 3, that's not it. I believe everything you just said is correct, but I believe that applies to another prong, but I can't find the page right now, so, anyway.
Prong 5 hardship?
No, I think your statement about the unique characteristics of the land where there's ledge, which I fully acknowledge, it's obviously a very narrow
It's
lot.
actually prong 5.
Is it?
It would be
Okay.
prong 5,
Okay.
because if you look at, explain any details
Yes,
of
you're
the
right,
property.
5A,
Yeah.
the special conditions.
Yeah.
So I fully agree that there are special conditions.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing no other discussion, it's time to vote.
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Prong 5 passes in its entirety, 4-1. You have your variance.
Stay on the street.
As is sometimes the case, I
luck.
hoped I was going to be outvoted. I was happy to be outvoted.
You're welcome to stay for the rest of this.
When we get the actual paperwork itself, or?
Yeah, building permit, yeah, I'll give you a notice of decision, and
Okay.
then we'll see you for a building permit anyway, soon.
Okay, great, all right. Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your fair, honest, and reasonable.
Obviously correct final decision, right?
No, I would have said that even if you hadn't gotten it.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Like Bill said, we're glad you do this now, because way back when, lot of stuff going on. Been going on.
Yeah, where was the Wild West for a while? But
What do we have, approval of
So
minutes?
we have approval of minutes from November 4th meeting.
I couldn't find anything in them.
I didn't find anything in them either.
Nothing here?
Move to accept the meeting minutes,
Second.
November 4, 2025,
Seconded?
So the,
as presented.
as presented, thank you. So the meeting minutes as presented have been moved and seconded. Any other discussion on them? Hearing none,
Abstain, wasn't here.
okay,
So the vote is to accept them as printed?
correct,
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
yes. So the vote passes 4-0-1 with the abstention from Sean, since he was not here. Everybody has received their new booklet, yeah, the new book. The other piece of business would be the decision from the court that was sent out to us. Did anybody other than me get to see it?
No.
Okay. Malcolm has read this. I'll let you two read this so that you can have a chance to just look it over.
It was sent to the zoning board email
Yeah.
that it came in.
My suggestion would be we review this and put it on the agenda for next month. Well, if we have to. But just everybody should have a good close look at it.
Court vacates the decision. I believe this was the
I don't know if
variance
I've
for the
got
house on
any
the top of the
emails,
hill
as
where there
far
were
as
concerns
legal
about drainage.
And my
I believe we did
understanding
it
is the
once.
applicants are not
We said
going to be
no, they
pursuing
came
a
back
rehearing.
here, presented that time, we said yes.
If I remember.
We may not need to, we can discuss it in more detail next meeting.
Yeah,
but
that's why.
Other than that, I don't,
We should definitely review it before
correct,
discussing it.
yes.
That's just my take on it.
Oh, I agree. Give you all a chance to absorb it. Does anybody want a copy of it?
If
I'd like
if it
a
was sent to
copy,
the
yes,
email, I
please.
can log into that for the first time this year, and
Yeah, because it was not sent to my email. in district.
Good, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I couldn't get
Well,
into mine.
it goes to our .gov emails versus your personal email, so,
I sent it out to zoning
What do you-
board,
yeah.
and then it, from
Right.
there,
yeah, it's
I know you've
it's a
replied.
group,
Yep.
so,
Yeah, no, last thing I got was, the February calendar.
Oh, you get your emails at least. Yeah, I don't,
right, so we'll have to check
I can't
That's
seem
on
to get in.
his, email
Oh,
address.
never mind, it's right here, it was in January.
Yes,
That's
it
why.
was, yeah, it was the,
Oh,
whatever,
okay.
the date that's on that document is the day that I sent it out.
I
Obviously
didn't
different
check the
council,
date. When
and
did-
I was asked to forward it
It
to
was
the zoning
January.
I got
It
it.
came out
End
in
of
January.
January?
Yep.
Okay.
I was thinking January was like months ago.
It was last month.
Yeah, it was last month.
All right.
3 whole
Sorry.
days ago.
You got it.
I got it. Any other business that we need to discuss?
move to adjourn?
Second?
Now we're gonna leave this. We are definitely gonna put it on the agenda. We don't need to vote to have it on the agenda, I don't think. So, yeah. I second that. You second it?
Seconded by Matt.
Yes.
We're voting.
I'm sorry. Yes.
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 There it is, yes, as a yes, I will second. You're happy.
That way you don't have to print it.
Great. Save me 3 pages, thank you.
I do.